Senator Lindsey Graham just returned from this region on the brink and joins us now. Welcome, Senator. Iran fired missiles into Israel. Israel is likely to respond. There are reports Biden officials want to see those response plans ahead of time. What do you think?
Well, I just got back. Thanks for having me. I think it's an important discussion. Why did I go? You know, our area, the state, the upstate of South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia was devastated. I learned a lot of things about this hurricane. We need to bury power lines, and we need to address tragedies here at home, but we also need to keep our eye on the ball. Why did I go? The people want to destroy Israel, want to kill me and you too, Trey. Radical Islam wants to destroy the state of Israel, purify Islam, and come after us. I went there with a Democrat, Senator Blumenthal, to tell Israel we have your back, to give you the missile defense systems you need to defend yourself against an attack by Iran, the great Satan. I appreciate what President Biden did by giving the THAAD system, a high-level missile defense system, to help Israel. Israel, I think, soon will hit Iran, and they should. We've lost deterrence. Iran's no longer afraid. Biden and this crowd has lost all deterrence, and if I were Israel, I would hit Iran hard to regain deterrence.
All right, let's listen to one of the two competing to be the commander-in-chief, and I'll ask you about it on the other side.
There is pain that and suffering that is happening in that region of the world, and we must work, and the United States must work and not lose hope and not throw up our hands around the role we must play in urging and seeking and building toward a resolution. And the first thing that's going to unlock that is we've got to get a deal done.
A deal done, she says, with a group that burns children alive and rapes women. Why cut a deal with the devil? Why not replace the devil with someone you can actually cut a deal with?
So that's the point. The Ayatollah in Iran is a religious Nazi. He preaches hatred toward Israel, the destruction of the Jewish state. He says we're the great Satan. He wants to come after us. He wants to purify Islam and go after Sunni Arabs. So the point is, never ask Israel to make a deal with people who want to cut their throat. If you don't understand that the people coming after Israel also want to come after us here at home, your national security is stupid. So here's the deal that I want to make. I want the Arabs to reconcile with the Israelis to isolate the great Satan, Iran. Why did I go to Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates? These two Arab leaders would like to do a deal with Israel that when the war is over in Gaza, that they will come in and take over Gaza and the West Bank and replace a system that teaches killing all the Jews with teaching tolerance. That's the only way you're going to protect Israel, and that's the only way you're going to change the Palestinian people, is have the Arabs take over. So the deal I seek is to have the Arabs and the Israelis reconcile, isolating Iran, and that's why I went. I want to do this on President Biden's watch. The biggest sea change in my lifetime would be if Saudi Arabia recognized Israel as a legitimate entity in the Mideast, made peace with Israel, economic integration with Israel, and take over the West Bank and Gaza from the terrorists and give the Palestinians a better life. That's why I've gone 7 times to try to end the Arab-Israeli conflict. Why did October 7th happen? It was designed to stop reconciliation between Saudi Arabia and Israel. It's Iran's worst nightmare, Trey, for the Arabs and the Israelis to make peace. This attack was designed to stop what I've been working on and others for a year and a half. And if you really want Iran to lose, push a deal between the Arabs and the Israelis to make peace. That's what I've been trying to do for a year and a half with President Biden.
You know, Senator, it is hard to believe we went from these historic Abraham Accords and, as you said, Saudi Arabia on the brink and other Middle Eastern countries on the brink of recognizing Israel, and now it just looks like a world turned upside down. But thank you for your willingness to travel and keep your eye on your home state at the same time. And thank you for joining us to tell us about your trip.
Thank you very much.